bicycle program in the planning department. I'm here to kind of discuss with you, because I was made aware of some concerns raised about bicycling and transit.
Your voice is going down.
Sorry about that. Is that better?
Better.
So some of the activities that we work on is bicycle education. Recently, we just completed well, actually, to go back, to go over some of our policies related to bicycling and our rail system. So basically, it follows our code of conduct, where priority is given to those in wheelchairs or with disabilities. We state that in a number of our materials. I think on the back of your handout, on your agenda, you'll see a copy of this. This is the version here. This pocket guide goes out when we do outreach to events where there's bicycling activities for Ciclovia. So this has a list of some of the rules, both for our rail system as well as how to operate on the road safely. We're very, we recognize the issues with bicycle rights and traveling on the road. We support education. Also, on our rail cars, our light rail cars, a few years ago, when the peak hour restrictions were lifted for bicyclists, on the light rail cars, the space for the wheelchair and the bicycle space, those were separated. And I've talked with operations for their subway cars. That's something that they are looking into for the future, so that the areas will be separated. Yes, you have a question?
Yes, that's not the case in the red line, sir. The red line always when we ride bicycles and the wheelchairs are placed together, and especially when it is during rush hours, bicycles bump into my chair, and they don't stop to say sorry.
Not only that, they get right in the doorway.
They do that on the blue line.
Yeah.
They do that on the blue line.
Right.
Yes.
Lock the doors on the blue line.
I can tell you what they're talking about there. Many of the bicyclists on the blue line bring their bicycles in, they leave them standing at the one end of the car, and they walk off. And I've literally been sitting there in my wheelchair, they've set their bicycle, and then as the train stops or other things, I've had more than 10 bicycles fall on me because the bicyclists are very much ignorant and uncaring about others. They are rude for many times, and it just seems like they come in, they banged into my wheelchair when they're trying to get on the train, and frankly, the bicyclists are creating a menace to many of us.
On the sidewalk too.
Oh, that,
On the sidewalk.
that's not to say anything about what they do on the streets and sidewalks.
Well, I'd like to just respond a little bit. Those are some of the areas that we want to improve on, especially with enforcement, because bicyclists are people with bicycles. We want to also recognize that these are people and they have a bicycle. And that's probably true. They don't know how the proper etiquette is, and we want to apply this kind of teaching to everyone. Having said that, in our rules, we state that if the rail car is too full, wait for the next one. Of course, that's not always the case for a lot of situations. There shouldn't be a blocking or prohibiting any free movements through the aisle or doorways. But other parts of our activities involve, we just recently completed a bicycle education program. In 2013, we reached out with several bicycling communities to provide free classes and workshops for riding on the street, as well as how to operate safely around transit vehicles and bringing bicycles on our system. This is something we did recently get funding for another education grant from the Office of Traffic Safety, so I could bring this to the attention of our program, so that way we can highlight some of these issues when we do more education.
What's a bicycle community? I think most of these bike riders are just people.
Right. Well, the LA County Bicycle Coalition, they're an organization, Los Angeles County Bicycle Organization. They are very active in shaping policy, also helping cities and people who want to choose to bicycle to do that, as well as there are other communities that are a little smaller organizations that are involved with bicycling and doing events and rides and things like that. So they have a network of people that participate in bicycling and things like that. So they have a pretty broad reach that we at least start with to educate people. In terms of our other efforts, we would also want to make sure that, our campaigns that we've done, I think if any of you have seen the Bus Back campaign, every day is a bike day or every lane is a bike lane.
Yeah.
Those campaigns have brought a lot of attention to the issue. People who ride bicycles, Metro has recognized bicycling as a legitimate transportation form, especially at the federal level. I mean, there are state laws that are encouraging bicycling for whatever reason, reduce greenhouse gases, reduce vehicle miles traveled. And these also help to promote healthy and active lifestyle, which are key indicators to help reduce obesity and things like that. So there's a lot of different areas that bicycling, it's a component of active transportation. I think it's a new way of government or our society basically of utilizing transportation. I mean, walking has everybody walks. Bicycling, before there were cars, people were bicycling. Now these are modes that are being recognized for the various benefits, whether it's public health, saving money, reducing greenhouse gases. I think what I'm hearing, we need to do more on education on the existing channels and how to let people know that we have to be considerate of all road users. With that, I'm happy to discuss more. Yes.
Yvonne?
Yes, I understand that I understand that new legislation was enacted by the governor that updated something that already existed a year ago with regard to bicyclists and motor vehicle operators, and it was a generic vehicle term that was, the terminology was vehicle, which is generic, meaning all types of motorized vehicles, need to give a 3-foot leeway to bicyclists as far as road space.
Correct.
And I'm wondering if bus drivers are being notified of that change. The governor signed this legislation last month, but the original legislation existed at least a year ago or more. And I've seen news footage of bus drivers crowding bicyclists off the road to the point that they were bumping into them. I'm concerned about that, and I wonder if the bus drivers, realizing that a vehicle is also a bus, an SUV, a car, a freight truck, are the bus operators being advised of this 3-foot leeway that needs to be given to bicyclists? It's not just, it's a two-way street with regard to access.
Correct, yes. Actually, on our, in the operator rule book, in the bus operator rule book, the provision is for an operator to give a bicyclist 3 to 4.5 feet of passing clearance. So they should be doing that already. I've talked with our bus operator training department, and I think it's also an education, how we can improve the instruction to bus operators, and especially as more bicyclists are out there. But as it stands right now, it is part of the training.
Mr. Chair,
Thank you.
if I may.
Yes, Jess?
So we provided